Hi guys, and welcome to the Sunderland vs Hull match review, and that was an absolutely breathless game, 4-4 at this stage of my life, and I can't help but feel so deflated, given that we're 4-3 up, 5th minute of added time had just gone, and of course we give away a penalty erratically. It was a erratic challenge from young Ekwa. They give away the penalty and they put it away. Patterson goes the right way, but it finishes. The whistle goes the second the ball hits the back of the net, and it finishes 4-4. But, what a game and what an advertisement that was for the Championship. But, dear God, defensively, from both teams, I guess at times, it was as if defending just wasn't a thing today. But, like I say, what a game that must have been for the neutral. But as someone who isn't a neutral and is a Sunderland fan, that is absolutely gut-wrenching. Absolutely gut-wrenching to go, 1-0 down after a poor start to the game. Brought it back to 2-1 pretty rapidly. End up going 3-2 down. Bring it back to 4-3. Then, of course, they get themselves a penalty. But, getting into the game in general, I'm not going to go through every single goal because we'll be going to be here all night. But the opening to the game, I feel like Hull, particularly the first half, I might say, Hull really shown what they were about. Really good on the ball, really sharp, and we were the complete opposite. We had a couple of little counter-attacks here and there where I think we looked all right. We pressed really well for the opening 5 or 6 minutes and then completely give up on the press. Gelhardt did really well, and I give him stick. I still, he got himself a goal, which we'll get onto. But I still stand by what I said prior to the game with Gelhardt. I feel like we do look more dangerous with him off the pitch. But he pressed really well, and there were times where I did feel for him because, he's really trying to press and lead from the line, and he turns around and everyone's miles back, rather than helping out with the press. We give up after 5-6 minutes with the press, as I say. We were sort of incapable of making sort of 4 or 5 yard passes, just giving it away immediately. And the Hull, they wanted to go for it, and they did, and eventually they got themselves the goal after that 10 minutes or so, and they absolutely thoroughly deserved it. Give us a little bit of a wake-up call. And we managed to get a couple quickly. Gelhardt getting one of them. A really good break of playing. That's what was happening with us. Our sort of counter-attacking football, I think, was absolutely outstanding. It's what we've been known for this season. We were excellent, so dangerous. Jacques on the left-hand side. Defensively in that first half, it left a lot to be desired. But going forward, what Jacques gives you. Gucci was outstanding against Burnley. I think, we were caught out of position for theirs, for one of their goals. Clark didn't exactly help him out a lot, as I say, in the first half anyway. But we managed to bring it all the way back to 2-1. Gelhardt gets the equaliser, and then Diallo literally within a minute after that. So it's just absolutely crazy before it heads back to 2-2. Second half, though, we come out and we're absolutely flying. Absolutely flying that second half. I feel like we dominated for large parts that second half. That was a Sunderland we know. Hull barely got a sniff. And then they're literally their first shot of the second half. It looked like Hume was just going to try and see it out for a corner, or sorry, for a goal kick. He's tried to at least, but it was almost half and half, whether he should have tried to let it go, but he said he's tried to sort of shoulder barge his man, and he's played the man rather than the ball, but the lad has managed to keep it in, gets in front of Hume, and then really tight angle, he's absolutely battered it into the far corner, and then Hull, there they are, they've got themselves another. so it's all to do. It's absolutely all to do. Then we do manage to get ourselves a penalty, which Diallo does manage to take away and tuck away, should I say. Darlow gets a great hand to it. We can only tip it in. And then we make it 4-3. Of course we do. Jack Clark, who was excellent all game long, already got himself a couple of assists. And it's been slipped through to Jack Clark, who puts it into the bottom corner to make it 4-3. And even then, we're still dominating. Even then, we're still controlling the game. And it's just another one. It's just one of them, innit? We just could not hold on. Couldn't hold on. We brought on Ekwa, who I feel like harsh on the lad. He's very inexperienced. But, we brought off Gelhardt. Pritchard came on. And we brought Ekwa on as well. We brought Mishu off. Brought Ekwa on. And even after the sort of 15-20 minutes of him coming on, 15 minutes or so, you forget he's on the pitch. He didn't touch the ball once, I don't think. Did very little. Did next to nothing. When Misha was all right, don't understand why he was brought off. I know that we're trying to, of course, give game time to these lads, but in a game like this, where it is so up and down, I just don't think it was the right time to bring Ekwa into it. He didn't contribute really anything. And then, of course, literally, even though we dominated so much, the final parts of the game, they lumped a long throwing in. We just couldn't clear our lines properly. They're trying to force it into the area, and Equa swings a boot, and he's taking the man down. It's 100% a penalty, and he's struck it, the whole lad. Bottom left, Pato goes the right way, but couldn't keep it out, and it finishes 4-4. Absolutely mental game at the stage of it. And I did think if we get that win, with other results, you know, somewhat going our way, it would have only left us 4 points off the playoffs. But it's, for me, with the amount of games left, I can't say it anymore. I think it's too big of an ask. I think, you know, teams above us will pick up far too many points for us to really have a proper shout at it. So I don't think that's on the cards. But as I say, as a neutral, they would have loved that game. As a Sunderland fan, that was horrible, as I'm sure Sunderland fans will agree. You know, it's just another one of those games where you just think a little bit of extra quality without the injuries that we have on the table. I know that Hull are absolutely, you know, smashed to bits with injuries as well, and, you know, fair play to them. And I said before the game, their league table position does not really reflect how good of a team they can be. Like I said, first half they looked fantastic. Second half we did, and, you know, we might say on that sort of account, a draw is a draw's probably a fair result. But, you know, when you claw yourself back in the lead twice at home, you expect to be winning games, and we didn't, and we've absolutely threw that one away right at the end. It's in typical Sunderland fashion, unfortunately. So yeah, if it was the other way around and we managed to get 4-4 for ourselves at the end, and of course I'd be sat there with a massive smile on my face and buzzing, but no, that's horrible. That's a real gut-wrenching result in the end. But fair play to Hull, gotta say, you know, they're a good side, and, you know, if they went for a lack of injuries, they'd probably be a lot higher up in the league. You know, fair play to them. They are a good footballing side. And Rosen, how do you pronounce his name? Liam Rosen. I can't. Rosinha. I can't pronounce it for shit. You know, he's done a fantastic job there since he's taken over. But yeah, so that's it, guys. 4-4. I was literally in the middle of making a frigging thumbnail as well when there was a minute left. In the middle of making the thumbnail that had 4-3, and that had to be fucking scrapped, in it. But Jesus Christ. Well, there we go, guys. 4-4. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you take this as an exciting game, or do you take it as the kick in the bollocks that I do? Do you know? Do you know what I mean? It's an hard one. It's an hard one to take for me. Really, really hard one to say. In terms of a man of the match, I'm going to give mine to Jacques. I believe Sky Sports give theirs to Jacques as well, you know, with a couple of assists, albeit one of his assists was a sort of scuffed shot that did fall to Gilhart in the box. But, you know, he was outstanding. You know, first half, I know I did say his defensive duties, he did kind of lack a little bit, but everyone frigging did. Everyone lacked defensively, you know. For their opening goal, you know, everyone's so zonal, they're not picking up the men. We had plenty of bodies in the middle, but all it was were 2-3 passes, and they just cut us completely open for their first goal. And, you know, you've got bodies in there. Neil didn't know whether to come and press the attacker, to press Seri. But then you've got players off the ball who are just wandering around. Yeah, we've got plenty of bodies in there, but we're not following the men. I will give a shout out to Seri as well. He's probably Hull's both worst and best player at the same time, because at times his quality just shone through. You know, he'd sit on the edge of the box, he'd twist and turn, take on 2 or 3 Sunderland lads with so much pressure on him, and his quality shone through, and they'd be pinging balls left, right and centre, controlling that midfield, but then next minute he'd be losing the ball. He was at fault for one of our goals, actually, where he's kind of there's a fly in my face, dilly-dallied on the ball, and he's tried to actually claw at the ball with his hands, but we managed to break forward and score. But yeah, for a large part, you know, I thought he was very good. But there we go, guys. Frustrating for me. Again, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you have enjoyed, please hit the like button for me. It really, really does help out. And subscribe if you are new and you haven't already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, take care. Breathe. Stay jammy.